What's going on, good people? This is Big Los from The Noize. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking us out. If you're enjoying the content, if you enjoy our shows, I need you to do me a favor. Give us 5 stars on iTunes, comment on the Spreaker page, get conversation going. It's actually going to help us out a whole lot if we can get you guys to do that. So if you're listening, wherever you're listening at, make sure that your voice is being heard by commenting on the Spreaker page and giving us 5 stars on iTunes. Thank you again, and let's start the show.
Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it, if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
And welcome to another episode of The Noize. Kev, what's going on, brother?
Nothing much at all, man. I got a special guest. Got my brother from another mother in the house. Vince B, you want to introduce yourself, brother?
What's going on, man? I ain't gonna say much older, but Kev's big brother.
Yeah, you old enough. You at least 30.
You ain't giving out the stats?
Nah, man. I had someone call me old the other day. I didn't even know how to accept it.
Yo, I just had that shit happen the other day. Like
somebody called you old?
Yeah, bro. I was talking to one of the homies or whatever, and he was telling me about certain shit he was going through, and I was like, damn, yeah, I remember that when I was 22, and I was like, fuck, that made me sound old. And, I ain't too far removed from 22, but at the same time, it's still half a decade since then.
Yeah. We got some miles on our body.
Bruh, miles.
Yeah, you got
miles.
Got some miles. How was your week? How was your week, Los?
My week was straight. Did work.
I think that's the usual for you right about now.
At this point, the life is kind of boring. I just dropped the website for the company.
Yep.
That's been going great. We also have to introduce y'all to the new member of Beat Network. He's actually our blogger, Dwayne Stansberry. He's been cranking out these articles, man, something serious.
It's lit.
So I definitely appreciate him for that. So definitely make sure y'all check in on the website, www.beatnetworkonline.com. Other than that, man, I went to L.A. with Dom.
Okay.
That shit was lit. Beach was much so needed.
Okay.
And now that I got that, relaxation, I'm able to get back and get focused. What about yours?
Week was good. Happy my boy in town. We went to the beach yesterday.
L.A., right?
Yeah. We was in Newport. It was nice that we were out there, but we couldn't see shit. It was foggy. You
sure that wasn't smog?
No, it was definitely fog.
It was definitely fog.
Yeah, it was fog.
Saying air pollution is real.
Yeah,
Super.
It was cool though. You can't complain. Beautiful women next to the beach.
Naturally,
we had some bomb ass pizza yesterday though.
From where?
I don't know the name of the place. I can't remember the name, but it was right next to the beach. Like the shop is on like the main street on Newport Boulevard, and then you go behind and it's the beach. Right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's like one of those like mom and pops type pizza joints.
Yeah, but I don't.
But
it had a name. It just said Pizza Bar.
Yeah, but it was more. It was more of an upscale mom and pop spot
called Pizza Bar.
Yeah.
So they put everything else in the decoration and not so much the name.
No.
Looks
like when we went in there, it was nice. You get pizza. They had wine.
I'd expect that at a pizza bar.
Yeah, duh. They had wine and shit.
Nigga, I went to the hamburger spot. Guess what I got? A hamburger? Nigga, how you?
Well, I mean, Hamburger Hut, we get chicken
I know what you mean.
I mean,
I'm just fucking with you.
But no, they was playing music. It was ironic because we were the only black people in there, and they played nothing but 90s R&B hits.
Have you noticed when you go to these kind of spots, when you go to these kind of establishments, they have like regular ass music playing until it get a little darker, until the shadow casts upon it a little more, and all of a sudden like go to station 93, and all of a sudden Al Green come on or some shit.
I have no problem with that at all.
At all, right?
At all. But all in all, man, the week was cool. To chime in on being old, I'm old as shit.
Yeah, I saw you was on injury again. So
yeah, my back trying to. I got the back of a 67-year-old.
Well, no, that's not what you said to me the other day. The other day you said you had an aggressive case of hemorrhoids. You said it was looking like.
Wait, what?
You said it was.
No.
You compared it to a Brussels sprout dipped in Rooster's Red Hot. It was that bad?
You making shit up now.
Okay, now don't get shot now because you're big brother here and we on the mics and everything. Don't get shot now. Listen, I'm here for you. I'm also your brother.
No.
I understand about your increasingly inflamed hemorrhoid problem. You're gonna get it taken care of. You're gonna be back on your feet, my dude. You're gonna be dunking, pulling down backboards in no time, bro.
Listen. No, I got the back of a 67-year-old.
And apparently the ass of a porn star.
You know what? Next topic.
But what's good with your back, bro?
No, I just got it's a pinched nerve, but a muscle is causing the nerve to be pinched.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to figure out what's causing that muscle to be inflamed. Right now, the major concern is we're avoiding a third surgery. If I got to do a third surgery, I'm suing everybody. You know what I mean? So, but as of right now,
I was saying because like you said, titanium ain't supposed to break.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not. You know, but right now they give me these shots in my back, these steroid injections and shit. And we go from there. So as of right now, I'm good. So we'll see what happens. So inside of our week, we got what we talked about on the last show.
Right.
We got this Nicki verse.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof.
I mean, do you want to go first? Or
no, I'm gonna let you take this one away. Because you were very adamant last show, so I'm gonna let you take this one away.
Oh yeah, I was very adamant, but I wasn't adamant thinking I was gonna get something good from. I didn't think I was gonna get a response in general. So let's make sure we touch base on that first.
Okay.
I didn't think I was gonna get a response, but now that I've gotten one, surprised for one, and for two, not surprised because I knew she was gonna do the shit the way that she did it. I told you if she drops something, she's trying to drop a single. She's not gonna drop a diss record, and that's what she did. Granted, her bars were garbage.
It's French.
I got a new thing. I call it a hobo swimming pool. Like, it was bad. It was bad. Like, it was a shitty ass verse. And apparently there was like a two other songs that went along with it.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the other
I didn't
songs.
listen to those either. I'm just trying to hear the bars towards Remy. So, but
Well,
exactly.
One of the songs sounded like Party Next Door wrote it, but she denied that to the fullest.
and I heard Party Next Door actually responded because of that shit too.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't read that because I have that much interest in this beef, and it's really not that much. But
I seen something yesterday, and I don't want to get too far off. I seen something. It could have been fake, it could have been not, but it was a picture of Queen Latifah, and it was her saying, "Hey, don't let me braid up my hair and get
coming
back
at
to you."
Foxy.
Yeah,
I think I
Like,
saw
is
that
that
same
legit?
thing, but I can't remember if it was like a legit publication or if it was like a up like some random ass shit that gets
whether
on
it's
Facebook.
legit or not. Why does it seem like the women are the ones that are being hip hop
Exactly.
and not the men?
Well,
Exactly.
to address the first thing you asked, if it is real, honestly, if it is, I don't think anyone truly gives a fuck because at this point, no one knows Queen Latifah as Queen Latifah. She's Dana to the rest of us at
Exactly.
this point. You know what I mean? It seems the women in hip hop are definitely stepping up and taking that classic approach to supremacy in the industry. You know what I mean? Now it seems like dudes are just all right, well, yeah, Drake and Jay can have it. You know what I mean? It seems like everybody's starting to pussy out.
But what's funny is that the newer generation don't acknowledge women hip hop other than Nicki.
Right.
Like, Remy,
it stops there. Yeah, exactly.
Remy's been locked up, so nobody really acknowledged her yet. I mean, she got to put out a little bit more music for, in my opinion, for the younger generation to even care what she's doing.
I know we're all inside of the millennial, generation, but I think the way this generation of hip hop is considered is like 99 and up because these niggas are turning 18 now.
Yep.
So inside this generation, exactly. I remember when I was 22. Now you understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think with this generation, starting from 99 going up, they're not really familiar with female rappers having longevity. I think Nicki's truly the first one. Think about it. Eve came and gone. Kim came, dominated for a while, gone. Foxy came and gone. Like, they're still around, but they're not prominent. They're not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're
I
not
get what you're
checking
saying.
for the next Lil Kim, Foxy Brown record. You're not.
Right. All right, going back to the actual initial song, I was highly disappointed because I expected Nicki. I'm not saying I expected too much from her. I expected her to do better than what she did. You know what I mean? And then the fact that she got Wayne and Drake on a track that just is like, what do they say? It's like when you get beat up, I'm going to get my brothers, and you come outside with your brothers,
swinging.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I just think it could have been so much better. But like you said, she went for a hit record, not a hit diss song.
And honestly, if Drake didn't have such success with Back to Back, she wouldn't have done it. Like, I'm not now. If Drake didn't have that success with Back to Back, I don't think she would have responded at all. But because she has the blueprint, like I mentioned on the shows before, because she had the blueprint, she's like, all right, well, I don't need to be seen as the most lyrical in this competition, but I'm going to make sure wherever you go, you're going to hear me talk about you. No matter where you go, when you ride down the street, if you in the club, you're going to hear me talk about you.
But I don't think this song is going to get that replay value that Back to Back got.
Yes,
it is.
Yes, it was.
Solely off of what you just said, it's Nicki. Her,
Yep.
I told somebody the other day, her barbs are like Diet Beehive.
But I'm saying the reason I say that is because when you think about Back to Back, even though the actual bars that when he was taking shots at me weren't the best, the hook or the so-called hook of the song
was catchy. Yeah, but
with this song, I don't see anything catchy with this one.
But think about the era that we're in. something like no frauds, it's just like how you take a Drake line and make it a catchphrase. This is something that people are living by. Like a title alone could be enough for them to be like, nah, I guarantee you, give it a week, people gonna be talking about no frauds. Not necessarily the song, but just it's gonna be a catchphrase somewhere.
And I think it has a big part to do with Drake and Lil Wayne being on the song.
Huge part, definitely.
Because you take them off of the song,
it's trash.
Exactly.
It's a weak verse.
But people haven't heard them three together in so long that
I think
they're excited about it.
Since the Truffle Butter joint. That's the last time you heard them together.
Now, I don't think it's going to last that long. Like, it's not going to stay up where it is for, like, the next 2 weeks. But it's going to stay in the top 20 because the shit was top 5.
I think
it was number 4.
Yeah, but I think it was only top 5 because, like you said, those two were on the track.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Now, it was top 5 because people were waiting for her response. But her fans going to make sure that shit lives with Remy. Because think about all the shit that they went through when Remy dropped the first joint.
The Sheether joint,
When she dropped Sheether. Like, Nicki went through it, but her fans went through it just as much. Now, they know that if they're banking off of status, they're going to make sure this song lives as long as possible with Remy. They're not just going to let that go. You know what I mean?
And also, she has what I call the OVO sweatshop behind her.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, they're gonna make sure she make a lot more hits.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, do you think with this song, you know, Drake and Wayne is on it, do you think that Remy now gets Pap to be on this the doing?
I believe they actually have a song coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
Both on the song?
On the same song. I know Pat probably been waiting to get at Drake for the longest. And honestly, I would love to see it because Pap isn't the greatest song maker, but he's a battler for sure.
He can't make a song.
Can't make a song for shit, right?
When it comes to battling, he got that in his
He can
bag.
go.
But the sad part about it is no matter how good the diss record is to us,
it's going to still lose the status.
The younger generation won't accept it because it's not a hit song.
And
it's
they
not
don't know
something you
Pap.
can dance to. And they don't know who Papoose is.
You got a point there.
I think us as hip hop enthusiasts, we can enjoy it and appreciate it for the lyrical content that's going to come from it. But as far as in the sense of battle, unfortunately, they're gonna lose. It's going to be somewhat of an L.
Papoose is irrelevant.
Yep.
How many records has he sold?
Mm-hmm.
And
they're going to Joe Budden him.
Yeah, basically.
That's bad.
Yeah. It's bad you got to refer to it as Joe Budden him, but that's true. They're going to Joe Budden him.
Yeah.
Because now he's going to go at Wayne and Drake. Going at Drake is already going to get you Joe Budden.
Mm-hmm.
But you going at Wayne too, people still think he's the God MC right now.
I don't see how.
Nigga.
I don't see how. I can't remember the last time I heard a Wayne verse. And I'm like, you know what? He was in this shit.
I can't remember what the song was, but it's that grinding for all my shit. Like it was sometime after the Cash Money fall through, and I think it's actually called Grinding. That was probably the last good spit. Exactly. Yeah. I think that was the last good time I've heard him spit.
I haven't heard that joint. But then again, I don't care to hear anything Lil Wayne has to say.
But
period.
50 told us what was going to happen, that Wayne was going to exhaust the public, and that's what he did. He put out too much, and now he has nothing left to give.
Okay, but if we're using that same logic, if Wayne exhausted the public, then what is Future doing?
Future's doing the same thing. He's on the same track, in my opinion, to exhaust the public, to where they hear him so much. If he even takes a little break, people will be like, okay, another Future record. So what? You
know what, though? I can't even say it's really exhausting the public because his protege is doing the same shit. No matter what, you're going to hear Drake 6 times on the radio within an hour drive.
True.
If it's not on his shit, it's going to be on someone else's shit. Don't let you switch stations because you might get him 7-8 times within that hour drive.
It was one time, what was they playing? They was playing the that Fake Love joint, and I hate this. It's annoying. Like the actual sound is annoying to me, so I skipped it to the next station, and they were in the middle of that song again.
Yeah, but Drake waits to give you new material. Future tries to give it to you
as much as possible.
At one time. That's what I'm saying. Then he dropped one album, right, and then the next day he dropped another one.
But you know what? Even with that, until it starts to show different, until it affects his money, it affects his streams. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
True.
If you're going to keep dropping something and that shit's going to move and you're going to get bread off of it, you're always going to tour, which majority of your bread is coming from in the first place.
Right.
You're going to always chart. You're going to always have a single. If society is only used to hearing you on the radio, why fuck that up?
Yeah,
you're going to always be in demand.
That's true.
I mean, you guys have very valid points. 100% I agree with that. I'm just disgusted with the way shit is right now. Like I said, man, I want shit to get back to the fucking Source Awards. Start knocking motherfuckers out.
We need a one night Source Awards. I promise you, we'll be good.
But it's not gonna be that way because everybody wants to do songs with everybody just to keep making their money. I mean,
and that's why I was telling you last night. I couldn't be a rapper in this day and age because I would really. I'm not saying I would go at everybody, but I'm taking the Kendrick approach. We can be cool, we can be cordial, but nigga, I'm coming at your head. Like,
you know what sucks about having that approach, even though that's where we come from nowadays, because I think it's because of the listener being so sensitive at this point. But nowadays, if you come at every rapper for supremacy, you're now seen as sensitive. You're now seen as the guy, oh, man, you need to chill the fuck out. You'll get there if you just keep working. Don't attack everybody else, and that's going to fuck up your numbers. Only reason a nigga like Kendrick can get away with doing that because it's Kendrick. But that doesn't mean he didn't get that exact same backlash.
And prime example of that is Game.
Yes.
People don't want to admit it. Game has bars.
oh yeah,
But
Game
he's
has
in
bars.
so much beef that people are like, okay, Game's in another beef. We don't want to hear that. So he can't sell records anymore because people think everything that he does comes off of the beef.
Right. And Game has bars when he wants to spit like Game. But when he's like trying to spit like everybody else, then it's like, all right.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
on his
yeah,
last
yeah.
joint, he was trying to sound like 7
Yeah,
different.
you can listen to his tracks and be like, that's so-and-so.
Yeah.
That's so-and-so.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he does
but when
do
he's spitting like Game, like when he get them documentary bars,
And that 82 bars he did for me,
whew,
that was the retro Game. That
But
was
no-
Game versus Joe Budden's days.
but no one pays attention to it because it's just like, all right, who's Game fighting today? Who's Game spitting against
Because
today?
he's in every beef. Like,
Every-
every time you look up, Game is in the beef.
I guarantee you, nigga, if we drag the screen out a little more, we're going to see Game is somewhere in this Nicki Remy beef. Somewhere, my nigga, like somewhere.
Somewhere
He's
been-
present.
Yeah, he been on her for, I mean, soon as the news got announced that Meek and Nicki was gone, oh yeah, he was typing something up.
On it.
Yeah,
On it. He was probably the first ones in the DMs.
probably.
That's crazy.
Drake was in her text messages, though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And did you notice on that song, I feel like Drake low-key was not reestablishing his beef with Meek, but I think he was like,
Oh no, he was.
yeah, okay, well, I
He
guess we say
definitely
he was.
It was one of those where he was letting Nicki do her thing with what she thought she was doing her thing with this beef.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, sitting there like, yeah, nigga, and this is why your bitch is on the song with me. And
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
no,
was- he was
exactly.
taking
He
those
went
shots.
right back to flirting with her on record again. Like this was, you know what I'm saying? Not even we should tell you that we better as friends. Like this was that coming to life.
Exactly. And one thing about that particular bar, which I thought when he said it was so fucking classic, because I think everybody in the back of their minds knew that relationship wasn't gonna last.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got the man you beefing with telling you, say, when she say we're better off as friends later down the road, you know it's gonna happen.
Right. It's
so
like
when
it
happens,
it's documented that
right.
he said that.
So and then when it happens, it's like, I got you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I think this is just me, because I try to be optimistic with this. If Meek does take the little Drake verse as him, you know, poking him again, Meek got to come hard, and I'm talking about come full-fledged and just fuck shit up.
Nah, Meek is not paying attention to none of that.
None at all.
He has to be, because you see the petty shit he
The
does to
reason
Nicki.
he's not, yeah, he does petty shit to Nicki because he's a bitter ex-boyfriend.
Exactly.
But it's
And-
because of that he's going to stay away from it. That's one. Two, it's so sad, honestly. Even though a lot of people don't fuck with
But he
me.
kind of already inserted himself in this by spilling whatever beans he spilled to Remy.
Exactly. So allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
But he looks like a bitter ex-boyfriend. It doesn't look like a rap battle. He's basically Safari at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for two, it's bad and it sucks for Meek. But he's officially he's officially known as the king of L's.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he at this point he needs to just put out music until he's reestablished himself as a Philly spitter. You know what I mean? Because as of right now, you're not gonna get in any beef, and somebody's gonna consider you a viable contender.
Nope.
Nobody, because at this point, like, oh, you're gonna lose.
And I didn't think it was possible for somebody, what I call getting Ja Ruled again. But that man, Drake, literally destroyed this man's career. Because if
Yeah.
you think about it, Meek was hot before they started beefing. Like,
Very true.
Meek was very hot.
He was definitely making his way. Then when he got with Nicki,
Yeah, then he floated up there again, and then he crashed and burned.
yep.
That back-to-back, it was no recovery from that.
There really wasn't. I agree with you guys on that. There once back-to-back dropped, and not only for the actual record, but the time frame. And then Drake was very strategic with that. Not only because of the record, but the fact that he did it so quickly, and the fact that he was like back-to-back. You know, I mean, like, it was quickly, and then it was very smart technique.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But-
but he's a fan. If a lot of people don't know, Drake is a big fan of battle rapping. he's at a lot of events, so he studies and probably picks up on a lot of shit that they do.
But yeah, he could pick up on that shit they do. But I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Drake picks and chooses who he wants to go at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all know that. We all know
You know what I mean? He picks and chooses. How many in this weekend alone? We have listened to Making a Murder at least 3-4 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't
Which
want
is a
no
great
parts.
record.
Yeah, he didn't want no parts of that. You know what I mean? I just think right now the way hip hop is, and at least for me, I could not exist in this particular game because I would really take shots at people. You know what I mean?
But
Unfortunately,
he does take shots. It's just not
Subliminal
the way,
shots at Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And he got Pusha too.
I haven't heard him take a
yeah,
subliminal.
I can't remember the verse, but I heard he did come at Push
yeah,
as well.
He came at Push too.
I
But
haven't heard that.
but think about it. That's what hip hop is. You see, and we talked about this before, and I still have a problem with your logic with this, by the way. But we talked
what?
about it before.
No,
when
we
you
gonna talk about
when you said in the same sentence at that Nicki asked Remy was the verse about her, and she said nah, she should have just took that at face value. But then Nicki turned around and did the same shit without saying her name, and all of a sudden we got to accept that was her dissing Remy back. But you was like, no, but she knew she was talking about it. We knew Remy was talking about Nicki.
And the way, and that's probably my fault for not explaining it. When Nicki asked Remy, was this about her, and she said no. Because of the way the bars were, you really couldn't tell. When Nicki came back, it was completely off. She didn't have to ask her whether.
But who else was calling themselves the queen at the time that
But that's
every verse that she had against Nicki, she was referring to the so-called queen. Who else
But
was
she
calling
was
themselves
also
queen?
referring to herself as a queen before she got locked up.
Yeah, she was.
So she was trying to take over herself.
Yeah, so
basically.
this is no. I'm saying this is her reestablishing herself as
Okay.
something that she was already deemed as.
Okay.
Way before Nicki.
Okay.
That's all I was saying. I was saying it's like if I say something about you, you know what I mean, and you hear it and you be like, yo, was you talking about me? And I say no, and then you go back and you like, yeah, that bitch ass nigga, blase. I'm gonna be like, yo, you know what I mean? I know you was talking about because you just asked me. You know what I mean? You just asked me, was I talking about you? We just had, I don't want to say a confrontation, but we just had a talk about who said what. You know what I mean? That's the way I looked at it.
Okay. I understand a little better though. I was going off how you initially said it, and I was just like, wait, it's the same thing.
No, I think in that case, Remy was asserting herself to something she was already saying she was. You know what I mean? It's not like when T.I. came out and he was calling himself the king.
Right.
To me, that was different. It'd be, you know what I mean? Because it was too many people that was out for you to come out and say.
But
you're
when
king.
people refer to that as king or queen, what gives you that right to call yourself that? Because Wayne did it and he justified it. People are doing it.
Wayne had to justify it later. I think he even said in an interview that he heard Jay-Z call himself king, and he was like, he saw where that took Jay-Z. He said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do the same. I'm the king now."
Well, also,
and it took him there.
Well, also on the dedication too, he explained why he called himself the best rapper alive. He just said he don't feel like he better than anyone in particular. He just feel like he's the best overall.
Right.
But at the same time, in Wayne's classification, you have to realize Wayne been rapping since he was 16. It's easy if you've been in the game since you were 16. You know what I mean? And then you're
14.
14, 15, whatever. Since you've been in the game as a youth, and then as you come up, you're going to be sitting there like, okay, yeah, I'm the king of this shit, regardless, because you've been there for so long. So naturally, you're going to have that thought process. So I think with Wayne, it was probably a little bit different. But you're right. He did come out and say he doesn't think, he's better than anybody in
And
particular.
who was to deny him at that time?
At that time,
who was going to
you
deny
really
Wayne?
couldn't.
As
Right.
being
No,
the best?
no one was selling like Wayne at that, except for Jay. But no one was selling like Wayne at the time.
Right. And even Jay was selling like Wayne, but even his bars wasn't like Wayne. Wayne, and I hated to admit it at the time, Wayne was coming out with some shit.
Yeah. He started to phone it in after a while, but he had some shit coming in that initial takeover.
Yeah,
Man, the punchline, the shit he was just using, it was very creative. So I understand Wayne's thought process in it. You know what I mean? With the way shit is right now, though, like you said, somebody can say something and you automatically emotional.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And to go back to the point I was making earlier about subliminals, that's all that hip hop beef is right now.
Yeah.
Especially if you're somebody of greater status. Meek will say Drake's name all day. Drake didn't have to say Meek's name on any of the songs for people to be like, oh, because it makes you seem like, oh, he's so irrelevant, I'm not even gonna say his name.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's a part of battle now. So like you can go in with subliminals and fucking dominate, whether you say the dude's name or not, and then we're gonna automatically know who you're talking about.
But it can only be that one sided. Drake didn't have to say Meek's name because Meek already said Drake's name.
Nah, because the first two songs Drake came out with, he didn't say Meek's name, and then Meek
That charged up, he didn't.
Yeah,
say
charged up,
But-
and back to back. He didn't say Meek's name.
But Meek had already came out and said who he was talking about, so you knew the next response Drake was going to give was automatically to Meek. He didn't have to say his name
Wait, what do you mean?
because Meek
You
started
talking
out
about the Twitter, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Twitter. Meek came out with the Twitter shit
we
first.
counting out it as beef bars too.
I'm not counting that as beef bar, but initially
it's
that's
like
what started
beef bars
it.
Technically,
nowadays.
right? Yeah.
Right, nowadays, shit, Nicki went straight to Twitter. She ain't go to the booth.
yeah.
She went to Twitter to talk about Trey Songz. So
I'm mad they said that. They didn't know that L's were sexually transmitted.
and when you think about it, man, right after that Remy diss, you like, damn, Meek took an L. Nicki, you was with him. You taking L's too. This is bad. For
Only
everybody.
difference is when Nicki takes an L, it only lasts as long as the battle will last.
Exactly.
Meek's career has been affected.
I didn't
by
consider
this.
it an L though at all. I mean,
You didn't consider Nicki should have L?
I'm talking as far as what her fans is looking at it as, because I knew once she responded, people was gonna flip flop.
Oh yeah,
That's what
real
they
quick.
do.
Yeah.
But just as hip hop people, as people that actually dive into the lyrics and enjoy the shit, it's for sure an L.
Yeah, yeah.
When she finally
All day.
responded, it's just like with Meek. Meek, from a hip hop standpoint, his final response, it didn't necessarily count as a W. It for sure wasn't a W, but I don't think it was an L as far as hip hop stands. Now, as far as where we are as a hip hop generation, it was an L because it was so late and nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Like now it just seems like you're trying super hard, or it seems like you sat with this for days and was like, all right, well, months rather.
And that's
And I never
surprised
put
me
it out.
because Meek, he come from that culture. He's a battle
Yeah,
rapper.
Yeah, before he made records, he was a battler.
So
Definitely.
that surprised me that he took that long to make a response.
I think part of him taking that long is because of who he was with, though. I truly believe that. I truly believe the power of the vagina kept this man from getting into the booth.
I mean, I don't see any other reason. But at the same time, when he finally got in, he gave you trash.
Yeah, but it was
The first record, at least.
The first record, yeah, it was trash off top. But at the same time, we probably would already classified it as trash because of how long he waited.
Nah.
It was trash, don't get me wrong, but a lot of what he said was facts.
A lot of what he said was facts, but it got to the point where this is all shit that you said in that Twitter rant. Like
Yeah.
the whole thing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, was what he said in the
Except
Twitter
the
rant.
part about Drake getting peed on.
Yeah, but that wasn't even a bar. That was just like, I need something to close this out with. Don't act like one, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You should have put that in the verse somewhere. You know what I mean?
That's true.
How is it a nigga still breathing that peed on you, dog?
Well, I mean,
His
it's-
fans ignored that. Like,
Exactly.
That never happened.
They did ignore it. Like
It's lies.
Like it came about like certain people that I don't want to say are fans, but they're hip hop enthusiasts. It was like, yo, y'all just gonna throw this under the rug. But his fans really just was like, no, that ain't happening.
It didn't happen,
It didn't exist. It's like the previous X-Men franchises. They don't exist.
But I don't know why people expected his fans to care that he got peed on when they didn't even care that he potentially wasn't writing his own shit.
No.
You got a good point there.
They was like, man, he got a ghostwriter. It's Quentin Miller. Here's a reference track. So? Like, what do you mean so? You love this nigga for this, but he don't write it.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
And then I think when he actually started to write, you started to see a decline in the music quality.
Not in his numbers, though.
Not in the numbers because of the fans. Not in the numbers. This nigga can sell a blank disc and it's gonna float.
chart.
My question is, when did he stop writing? Like, when?
No, I'm saying the music. If you think about it, the music quality before, like for instance, one of my favorite verses by Drake is on the and I think somebody wrote that one when he was on a track with YG, the "Who Do You Love" track. I thought it was a cool ass verse.
Yeah, that came from the OVO sweatshop. Guaranteed.
I thought it was a cool ass verse.
It's little Asian children that worked over
But
your
from
sweatshop. They all
that
look
to
like
where
gin.
we are now, like you can definitely hear a difference in the quality of the music. I'm saying that I think now he's starting to maybe write his own shit a little bit.
Well, again, with me, I still say allegedly, but only reason you can see a difference in how he writes now, he even admitted in that interview he did for OVO Radio or whatever,
I watched that,
and he said, he considers himself a pop artist now. I can't remember exactly what he said.
I think he
and I don't wanna
always
misquote
considered
him.
himself as a pop artist.
Nah.
There's no way this man was like, I am hip hop.
Yes, that nigga has felt like that for some time.
Yeah, he did.
For some time. He considered himself the new era of hip hop. And at a point, he was. Think about everybody that you know that rap. A lot of these cats was trying to get like bite off of his style to sneak their way into the industry. He became hip hop for a minute. Now, and in the interview, he said, he was like, don't classify this as a hip hop song. I'm not a hip hop artist with this song. I'm a pop artist with this song. And that's the lane I'm trying to be in right now.
So he trying to be Floyd Mayweather with bars.
He's not trying. He is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Drake is whatever
Drake,
he wants to be.
Drake is more successful at what Flow Rider does.
Yeah,
Flow
you
Rider's
got a
been
point.
doing it longer.
You got a point. You got a point.
That's what he is. And I've been saying that for a while. Like, Drake is if they need to create a subgenre called pop rap to stick all these people in. Because then there's no, you know what I'm saying, distinction between the two. Where Flow Rider will always be considered a pop artist, but he's never going to make the pop charts because he's technically a rapper. And Drake wants to be on the pop charts, but he's not going to make the pop charts because he's considered a rapper. So they might as well just make a little subcategory for it and just go from there, a little subgenre.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of people stuck in that genre too.
Yeah.
We might not have regular hip hop.
But he
Right.
don't have to stay in the pop or hip hop industry because Drake can steal your style and make it look better than you do.
Yep, he can steal your song bar for
Yeah,
bar
we
and make it better than you do.
His fans will deny it. Like, no, Drake didn't steal that.
Right, Rapping
That's
Forte,
his.
who's that? He don't exist.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad. Like, and this goes back to the same thing I told you last show. This is our fault, dog.
Yeah.
This is our
It is.
fault. This is our fault as the fans. This is our fault as in social media. And you know what? I'm not gonna say it's completely our fault. It's the people in the industry fault too for letting this shit happen.
You know why the
Like
industry?
the big homies in the industry, they let this shit fly.
Are you talking about the artists? Or you talking about?
I'm talking about the artists.
Or are you talking about the movers and shakers?
I'm talking about the artists. The movers and shakers, they gonna do whatever money is.
The art.
I can agree with that, but I can also disagree with
I was I could definitely disagree with it, only because the mover and shakers aren't the ones that's playing with the money. It's all these Jewish cats that's in the back office playing with the money. The reason you're going to hear so much about it is because this is my artist, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
The other
I get
artists,
that.
like the other rappers in the industry, they could say everything that they want, but think about all the rappers that are actually saying this. These are motherfuckers that were buzzing back in like 95, 96, early 2000, any of that. Half of them are hesitant to speak because they don't want to get called irrelevant.
Yep.
And then the other half that are speaking are being called irrelevant. And low key, their sales are, well, not sales, but their popularity is suffering because of it.
I get that.
Like, no one gives a fuck about Funk Master Flex anymore.
No, you got a point.
Nobody
You
gives
got
a fuck
point.
about
Not
him
at
anymore.
Growing up, he was that nigga that was
Yeah.
growing
And
up.
he right, exactly.
And
he
now
was
he's-
that nigga growing up.
Yeah.
Now, especially with him talking all this shit about Drake,
Yeah.
they won't let that man live. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
you
shut
got-
the fuck
you
up.
got
That's
a
all they're
point.
saying. That's all they're telling them.
You do got a point with that. I'm just saying, not necessarily with the moves and shit, because I understand if the people that's the companies behind these artists, they in it for the bread. I get that wholeheartedly. I mean, the people that's been around, that I don't want to say necessarily are irrelevant. They could have been came around in the 90s or even early 2000s. The people that we know got bars that probably don't make music as much as we like, but they do have a voice to come out and be like, yo, this shit is not supposed to fly. Like, this
Right.
is not hip hop. If we're going in the same trajectory that we've been going, by the time we're in our mid-30s, there won't be any more hip hop. Everything will be pop.
True, but
Yeah.
I got a question. If the younger generation, if their favorite rappers say Eminem, and you have to wait 2 and 3 years to get music, what are you supposed to listen to in between?
Drake.
True. But then you have these mumble mouth rappers who come out and, you know, they do their thing. And I even ask the young people, like, what do y'all like about this? And they say it's catchy. That's their final answer. Is it's catchy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you won't get any more of an answer than, you know, oh man,
That's
this
right.
I fuck with the beat, or man, that's just that's the lifestyle.
It's
Like,
funny.
okay, what about the
It's
lyrics?
funny, I was telling him last night, it was a video I was watching. I think it was Little Uzi. Is that the boy name?
Uzi Vert, you know his goddamn
Yeah,
name.
that fella.
That's his boy.
No.
Of course, him and Yachty.
No, fuck that. Fuck that.
He love that Sprite commercial.
No.
Right, I told you.
I fucking hate that.
I bet you
Sprite
went straight to
commercial.
Target after you saw the
Fucking hate
motherfucker.
that Sprite. I still ain't seen that commercial. But no, he was in an interview and he was like, he'll say a line and then he'll say yeah at the end of the line because everything rhymes with yeah. And they was like, well, why do you do that? He said, because the fans like it, so I'm gonna keep giving them what they want.
Exactly.
Like, so
If it
he
ain't broke,
literally
don't
says
fix
a
it.
line. He can say, the sky was blue. Yeah. Now it's orange. Yeah. Like he'll and that's his bars.
He off of Bad and Boozy, that nigga said, ooh, now she won't fuck with my crew. Like, he wrote that down.
I was so upset when I heard that. I'm like, and this is a hit song?
This is what I'm
Like,
saying.
hit song,
And
hit
this is what hip hop consists of now.
But no, you know what? I've said the same thing though. What you just said with what's like rap is gonna basically become pop. I see that happening mainly because of the cultural appropriation that happens. You know what I mean? Now that everybody's taking on being black, but they don't want the issues of being black.
I was gonna get to that.
Now that they're taking on being black, it's not impossible for pop to absorb rap.
I was gonna get to that. I was definitely gonna get to that. The way the stuff is right now, we transition to pop. So now hip hop isn't that violent, dark place. It's that pop. Oh, we all can do it. We
but
can
will
all.
we
You know what I
be
mean?
surprised? I mean, jazz was the same way.
Oh yeah,
Now look at it.
very true.
Yeah.
So
Like if you look at the industry in general with hip hop, like everything has changed. Like if you truly think about it, who's the last rapper to actually rap about coming from the soil to where they are now? Everybody's coming into the industry talking about having money. Everybody's coming into the industry being addicted to Xannies and fucking syrup and all that other shit.
this is true.
There's no rapper out right now or has come out within the last 5 to 6 years that actually talks about coming from the soil. I think Yo Gotti may have been the last one.
Within the 5 that came from like the bottom.
Like that
think-
legitimately started from the bottom.
I would
There
say
are-
Yo Gotti and Ace Hood.
Yo Gotti and that.
But are we talking?
Ace ain't really up,
Wait a minute.
ain't
Wait a
really
minute.
on
Are we,
like
are we
that,
talking?
He was,
about,
though.
He was, yeah.
Are
He
we
was
talk-
coming
he
up with
was,
Khaled for
yeah,
sure,
he
but
was.
Are we talking about? Are they on now, or they're still up and coming?
on now.
Okay, well then you got a point. Because I was gonna say up and coming Dave East, but he's not.
I'm telling you,
on
dude,
right now.
Dave East is getting all kinds of cold shoulder from the fans
is.
that from that hip hop cover.
That is a fact.
Like Dave,
Yeah.
like people like us fuck with Dave East. Inside of our conversations, fuck with Dave East, but we also don't converse with motherfuckers that fuck with Yachty and fuck with Uzi Vert. So it's
Yeah.
like he's great to us, and his bars are going. I'm talking about established in the industry.
You got
no
a point.
one comes from the soil anymore. Everybody else just comes in with money, with the drugs, with the chicks and all that other shit. No one's really grinding from the soil anymore.
And
And,
that's funny.
really, why spit about it if you don't have to? If you can sneak your way in the industry by doing this, why you know what I'm saying? Why spit about it?
I think that just goes to the integrity of the people. Because us, you know what I mean, we have that integrity. We're going to give you, not only we're going to give you our story, but we're going to be true to the culture.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think that goes to the integrity of the artist. And it's funny that you said, because like we said before, we grew up listening to the dealers.
Yeah.
Everybody's a user now. You know what I mean?
yeah, everybody.
Everybody's addicted to everything now. And it's very relevant, and you can see it within the music.
Oh yeah.
But who really comes from the bottom now? All these kids nowadays are.
According to what
they
you
have
hear,
everything.
you know what I'm saying, in the interviews and shit like that, they all come from the bottom. Like all these cats come from the bottom. But you don't hear that story. You just hear about what they doing in the party. You hear about what they, you know what I'm saying, what friends they with when they doing all these drugs. But half of these cats is quote unquote murderers. Half of these cats are quote unquote dealers and shit like that. But that's not what's hitting
I
anymore.
would respect them a little bit more if there was an interview with some of these mumble rap dudes where they've explained who they listened to when they came up. You know what I mean? What was their thought process on why they wanted to make music? I can understand that a little bit more to give some form of a backstory. But for me, on the outside looking in, to me it looks like you just jumped in this game and started saying a whole bunch of shit nobody can understand.
They did
and put it
though.
behind the beat.
Right.
They did. They have no history behind them. Like you ask them about rappers who paved the way for them, they don't know who they are.
And to me, it's damn near impossible for you not to know if you're indulging in that industry.
Bro, I don't fuck with Yachty. We've had this conversation before. You don't fuck with Yachty until you actually fuck with him. I'm pretty sure you don't fuck with Yachty. But think about it. Think about his top 5. He said his top 5 was
Yeah, I remember that.
fucking Drake, Chance. He said it was a tie between fucking
3 Stacks and somebody else.
he had 3 Stacks on there. No, he said it was a tie between Lil B and somebody else.
Yeah, you're right.
And I was just like, considering who he's naming, I get it. He only knows flashy, braggadocious.
Yep.
I don't have to put that much effort in my rhymes, except for Chance. That's the only thing he truly knows. So it's like, if he sees his people coming up and they're not talking about their come up, well, I gotta talk about my come up. That's not what's hitting in my generation right now.
I just hope all these niggas phase out, man.
It was-
I hope every last one of these mumble
don't-
rap trash niggas phase out.
I don't see it happening. I mean, if they were gonna be one hit wonders, they would have been died.
exactly.
I'm not saying one hit wonders, cause shit, they haven't had a solo hit. Out of all these characters that we've heard of, these new rappers, I haven't heard no single song from them.
You wanna know why?
They've been on other people's shit.
You want to know why? Because numbers don't matter. Status is king
Yep.
in this industry right now.
Yep.
The conversation is enough success for them. You know what I'm saying? They could take that alone and make their bread. They may not have a number one single, but they're selling out shows wherever the fuck they go. They're getting Target endorsements. These niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like Sprite, you know, like they're on. You know what I mean? As long as they're where they always saw themselves being, only thing they've known is being broke. So any money they got coming in to them is a come up. So in their head, as long as I'm on your TV, as long as I'm on your radio every day, I've made it, and that's all I truly want.
Yeah, and you know you're right, because name an artist who's made a number one hit and had, you know, the level of success that Lil Yachty's had.
As of recent?
Yeah.
Or that has made a number one hit, or hasn't made a number one hit?
Well, we can say that hasn't made it. My fault. That hasn't. He's in a Sprite commercial. He has no number one single.
Not one.
How do you do that?
You got a very valid point there.
He's in a commercial with LeBron, and this guy has no number one hits.
Shout out to LeBron, because LeBron was looking at him with so much disgust. Shout out to LeBron on that.
Uzi Vert, I can't even get his fucking name right. Uzi Vert is featured on everybody's shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's shit. With
times.
not one successful single. Not one.
That's
and we're not even talking about just the top 40, because we know that's pop, and then hip hop we kind of sneak our way in there. Hip hop charts. This nigga does not chart whatsoever, but yet everybody wants Uzi. Why? Because he's hot. He's conversation. Oh, Uzi on the track with so and so? Oh hell yeah, I'm definitely about to listen to this.
I look at Uzi like Lil Wayne at one point in time.
Yeah.
In order to make a hit, you had to have Wayne on your song.
An incredibly less successful Wayne.
yeah, true.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so from now on, we are no longer doing this show. We will be now called the Three Blind Mice, and we are taking our show on the road.
Oh, yeah. I'm bringing in this new era. I'm just going to go by Big Sexy, a.k.a. Chocolate Round and Brown. We're gonna run with that, and, you know, I got the bars. They ain't ready for me.
No, we don't need the bars. We don't need the bars.
We just need a dope
right.
hook.
We just need a dope hook and some beat. We don't need the bars.
But you know what, though? And I remember we had this conversation. Well, we started having the conversation on one of the episodes before. This can, you know, all these cats can phase out as normally happens in hip hop. Mm-hmm. What's next?
I don't fucking know.
That's why I say
at that point,
I don't see him dying out.
At that point, I think that's when we got to go back to just listening to instrumentals.
Unfortunately, hip hop, and I won't even say hip hop as a culture, because there's other aspects to hip hop, obviously, as a culture. But rap music is low key going the direction of disco, because again, what's to come next?
That's a great fucking analogy.
If you can't think about what's to come next, that means the end, basically. Unless, you know, and then you really can't say somebody's going, oh, okay, they're going to take over EDM. It's going to be rap EDM. That's still considered EDM. You didn't hear Rocky's that Wild for the Night. You didn't hear that shit on the hip hop station. You heard that shit on all the top 40 pop stations. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So eventually rap is going to go the direction of disco, and they're going to sneak into that pop rap era. They're going to sneak into EDM. But rap as a whole, if you can't think of what's going to come next, then this shit is on its way out.
I think that was the whole plan in general. Like, I didn't think rap was supposed to last this long.
I think it was.
From the corporation part, they was going to eat off of it for as long as they could, and then when it died, it just died. And it's to the point right now where it's dying, and so what? Who cares?
But is it now with that same logic? Is it truly dying, or is it blowing up more? Because like you guys just said, it's a artist out there without a hit single that's in a Sprite commercial. Now those corporations are still eating off that Sprite commercial.
It's blowing up more, but not in the way that hip hop has been with our history of knowing hip hop. It's blowing up more on a more pop side, which is why I think it's gonna disappear. Yeah. And I was gonna say something with hip hop. It initially started as storytelling. That's why I think people thought it was going to stay around forever, because no matter how close to alike our stories are, we still have separate stories. Yep. So if everyone has a story to tell, that shit can go on forever if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. But now that we've gotten away from talking about your grind, talking about what happened, you know, during your grassroots days, and now we're going off of party. If everybody's rapping about the same shit, not saying they're going to get tired of it this year, next year, maybe next 5-10 years. But eventually people are going to be like, all right, there's only so many drugs I can fucking do and so many parties I can go to.
But see, but even with that, they can still twist it back to storytelling, and we can kind of get back to where we were. If you, like you said, if everybody is telling a story, you know what I mean? And now we're in this drug age. So now let's tell a story about how you was at this party and you did the drugs, whatever the case was. You know, that trend starts to go. So then eventually we get people that break away from that trend and get back to the original storytelling of their grind.
Yeah, but how are they going to tell stories with no bars? if they're not learning,
it immediately makes them boring. Very
exactly.
true.
If they're not learning the craft and trying to develop bars, and they just saying the same thing over and over or mumbling, how are they going to tell a story?
Yeah, no one's going to care.
You got a point.
No one's going to care.
You got a point. I was just trying to be optimistic and saying maybe we can get back to what.
No, unfortunately, and another thing with that, no one necessarily cares about your story anymore.
No.
Everybody cares about what they want to relate to, and that's being high as fuck in the club, buying out the bar, and throwing dollars at strippers. That's all they want at this point, because that's what they want to achieve. They don't want to hear about where they're coming from. It's almost like the equivalent of people saying we don't want slave movies anymore. We get it. We were slaves. Give us some empowering black shit. Mm-hmm. It's almost the same thing. It's like, I get it. We all been broke. I mean, I want some shit that I could listen to and I could feel like $1 million, even though I only have 10 of them shits. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is in the industry now, unfortunately.
Yeah, you got to point it down. You do got to point it down.
Oh man, but yeah, it's what's our shit? It's scary times.
Yeah,
it's scary times.
It's scary times.
Something else I wanted to talk about before we get up out of here. Unless y'all have something else to say with the hip hop shit.
Go for it. We yeah.
So something else I wanted to talk about. Money Mayweather. My man has come out of retirement. He's issued the challenge. Told Dana White, get his shit together and let's get this shit going. How y'all feeling?
I'm a fan. I just want to see what happens.
Yeah. As a boxing fan, I just I don't understand the move.
Really?
No.
As a boxing fan, you should understand the move.
I mean,
this is classic Ali.
Money, of course, but I don't understand the move. Like, he can make more money fighting Triple G, fighting Thurman.
Oh yeah,
fighting somebody who's gonna actually give him a fight. But for me to buy a pay-per-view and watch you beat the shit out of somebody, But
this is the easiest. But if we're in the era of making that quick bread, this is the easiest way to get that money. He fight Triple G, he got a chance of getting hurt. He ain't got that chance from McGregor.
Now I have
it's
my
a lose-lose situation in my book. Okay,
for both of them?
No, for Mayweather.
Oh, for any decision he makes.
You beat him, okay. You beat an MMA fighter. That's what people are gonna say. This is gonna be the outcome. Okay, he beat up an MMA fighter. So what? Who cares? If he loses, he will never be able to get rid of that. Like, even if he get hit with a hard shot and he stumble, they're gonna be like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, boxing has, as much as we enjoy the fighting, as much as we want to admit it that it's the fighting, boxing has never been about the actual bout. It's been about the pageantry that surrounds it. It's been about the build up, and the boxing match ain't nothing but the execution. This ain't nothing but a chick telling you how bomb her shit is, and then once you finally get in, it's either bomb or
great.
You know what I'm saying? It's time to be out. Like, leading up, like what you care about the most is the flirting that's going on back and forth. But then once you get there, it's time to perform. And if the shit underperforms, it's like all that for nothing.
Yeah.
But and then if it's a bomb fight or if it's a bomb pussy, you like, okay.
But
we in there.
What do fans expect to get out of McGregor? Like,
well, that's another point I was actually going to get to. Now, to circle back to the what you were saying before I get to my point, with boxing being more so about the pageantry, Muhammad Ali had a wrestling match. It's predetermined. Mm-hmm. And that was probably one of the biggest pay-per-view buys of the time. Now, think of it. The biggest shit talker in boxing versus the biggest shit talker in UFC. And we're talking history. I think Mayweather may have Ali on shit talking.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
You hate they didn't hate Ali, they just thought he was a cocky bastard.
Yep.
They hate Mayweather
with a passion.
So now you got these two biggest shit talkers who think they're the greatest fighters in the world about to link up. This is going to be bigger than Pacquiao and Mayweather, and that was a huge ass let down.
Yeah,
the only reason this fight's going to be different, and a lot of people disagree with me. Y'all probably going to disagree with me as well. Conor McGregor is a good fighter, and as much as people say boxing isn't his realm, it's his realm because he's licensed and professionally trained boxer as well as a Muay Thai kickboxer. So it's like, yeah, what he's been doing the most is MMA, but the nigga his hands are registered as well.
And most of his fights, he stands up anyway. So.
And most of his fights, he's a stand-up fighter. Now, why I think this is going to be a way better fight than Pacquiao Mayweather is because McGregor's not going to give Mayweather that opportunity to dance around. Straight up. Now, and I think Mayweather's one of the best to do it, but when you force Mayweather to fight, that's when he becomes a problem. And I don't think it's going to be a knockout. It's going to be a decision, but I think Mayweather's going to whoop his ass. But I don't think it's just going to be a boring, you know what I'm saying, Mayweather's just going to toy with this dude this whole time. I think we're going to actually have some legit competition between the two.
I say knockout.
I don't think it's going to be a knockout.
And I'll justify that. Like I was telling my brother the other day, yeah, McGregor's used to getting hit, but he's not used to getting hit 15 times in the same spot.
He's used to getting choked.
True.
Getting the elbow
he's
to
used
the,
to getting
you know
choked,
what I'm saying?
But imagine somebody punch you 10, 15 times in the face.
Mayweather is probably the greatest counterpuncher to ever lace up the gloves, for sure.
But see, the difference between UFC and with boxing is, with UFC, I look at it as more of a brawl than I do with boxing.
Mm-hmm. It's a legal street fight,
yeah,
definitely.
Boxing is like ballet to me.
It's polished.
You know what I mean? With UFC, you could very well get, just like in boxing, but in UFC, you got a very high chance of you getting two people standing in the ring throwing fucking kicks and punches. Mm-hmm. With boxing and these two get in the ring, McGregor's not going to be able to do what he's accustomed to doing in the UFC ring by throwing punches. He's not going to be accustomed to somebody slipping a punch and tearing his ribs up.
But do y'all see how?
That's why I see a knockout.
But do y'all see how y'all kind of fall into that same realm and forgetting the fact that the man is a licensed
boxer?
boxer?
He can be a licensed boxer, but if you're not, but you can be a licensed boxer.
Pacquiao was a licensed boxer, but he didn't expect Mayweather to slip the punches like that.
We all can go get trained and be licensed boxers, but that doesn't change the fact that if we get in the ring with somebody who's been doing it like Mayweather and we throw something, and this motherfucker slips that punch and light our fucking kidneys up, that's completely different.
True. Now, with that Pacquiao mention, at least when it comes to Mayweather is the greatest counterpuncher to ever step into the ring. But Mayweather has shown you that a precise enough power punch will have that motherfucker reeling.
Yeah.
He
Shane
showed you
Mosley
that.
did that.
Yeah. Now, exactly. Shane Mosley almost got the W.
Yeah,
until he made Mayweather box, and then Shane Mosley got that ass.
Right, but I don't see with so much hype around this. I don't see. I think they're both going to go in there with the attention to put on the show. That's off top. But I think with so much hype around it and the way Mayweather's mind is, he's going into this automatically counting the W. He wrote W on his
he's already counting the W.
Because
go ahead.
I don't even think it's about McGregor making him fight. It's just like, what can you do? Like, the best have gotten in the ring with him, and it's hard to hit him. What can you do?
No, it's hard to. Yeah, trust me. Mayweather's going to walk away with the W for sure. But the only reason I think it's going to be a great fight, because I'm arguing the fact that people think it's going to be a boring fight. They think it's going to be a fucking slow dance. I'm arguing the fact that it's going to be a great fight because McGregor is not afraid to take a punch at all. You've seen McGregor come out of some UFC fights looking like fucking Mr. Potato Head, and once you force Mayweather to fight, that's when you find out that he really is TBE. You know what I mean? He's one of the best, straight up. But he also made a good point. I can last longer if I just don't get hit. So my get out the way game is going to be amazing. It's going to be extravagant. But once you make Mayweather box, he'll box with you, and I think that's what Conor McGregor is going to do.
I don't think Conor McGregor knows how to make Mayweather box.
I don't think he got the speed.
I don't think he knows how, because
he for sure don't have the speed. That's definitely.
We watch other boxers who've been doing it for years, just as long as Mayweather. You know what I mean? And they can't make Mayweather box.
Ooh, there's been a few fighters that made.
There's been a few. No. I'm saying there's been a few, but for the vast majority, they haven't. The last 3/4 of fights we've seen in Mayweather, they have not made Mayweather box.
Think about who he's been fighting.
That does take.
Like, I remember I went through Mayweather's fights. His fights after, let me see, 49-0, correct? I want to say after fight number 30 or 31. I can't remember who it was. After that, he's been fighting some cats that you knew he was going to whoop their ass. The last fighter to make him truly box was Canelo. And that's because they both were going in with undefeated records. And Canelo is a cat that, honestly, as far as comparison in boxing ring to a UFC fighter, Canelo's probably the best comparison to Conor McGregor, because Canelo will make you fight. Canelo has no problem taking the punch. You could damn near headbutt Canelo, and he'll tell the ref, no, don't stop it. Don't take a point. Let's keep going.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? So now you got a fighter, and he's the last guy to truly make Mayweather box. And Mayweather, he went in there like, I'm about to show this nigga up. You know, he's getting Mayweather a couple, 2, 3 here. When he felt Canelo's power, he's like, okay, I have to actually box you. And that's when you saw Mayweather take the fight over.
No, I'm not taking away that
it became an amazing fight.
Make him fight. I'm saying out of the vast majority, a lot of boxers don't make Mayweather fight.
True.
You know what I mean?
But it's hard to.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think McGregor knows how to make Mayweather box because he hasn't been placed in that environment. He's been used to it. In UFC, you don't have to make somebody box. Either you're going to get your head kicked off or you're not.
Yeah.
With boxing, you have to go in there, and like I said, it's a game of chess. You have to make that other person do it.
It is a game of chess.
I don't think McGregor knows how to make Mayweather box. Is all I'm saying.
What I'm saying with what you just said, it being a game of chess, you're about to go 1-on-1 with Iverson.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Iverson right now.
I'm gonna shoot him.
You're about to go 1-on-1
I'm
with
gonna
him.
shoot him.
Now, even though in Iverson's age, this nigga's probably still putting up numbers.
That's why I'm gonna shoot him.
Are you gonna go into it like I know Allen Iverson, or are you gonna watch all his tapes from his prime to when he got to his decline? You're gonna try to get ready for that 1-on-1. And this is a big 1-on-1 game. Y'all ain't just at the Rucker,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Now, for it being me, there wouldn't, and this is just my preparation.
Mm-hmm.
There wouldn't be anything I can do to prepare for that because you have to take so much into accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Have to take into account that this man was Rookie of the Year. Have to take into account that this man has played with some of the best. Kobe has came out and said Iverson was his hardest person to cover. This is this generation's Jordan. You know what I mean? So there, in that particular comparison, there's nothing I can do to prepare myself for that battle.
So let's make it Steph Curry
except go out there and
give it your all.
No, go out there and do what I can do. And me being a bigger body than him, you know what I mean? Play very slow, very close to the ground, and kind of wear him out physically, and hope for the best when I'm on defense.
Okay, so we'll make it Steph Curry, right? Because I could have said 1-on-1 with Jordan. Now, before you answer, how do you stop Steph Curry?
You run him off the 3-point line. It's very. I don't want to say it's very easy because I'm not in the NBA.
Okay,
but if I was in the NBA, it's very easy.
But he started to develop a game on the inside. He can drive. He started. I'm not saying he's perfected it, but he started to drive the lane.
Steph Curry's starting to drive the lane when he's coming off 2 and 3 picks.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, true.
So how do you stop him?
That's when he's starting to drive the lane. The problem with the NBA right now is they're not playing defense. Mm-hmm. I've watched so many people come up and set some weak ass screen, and the person just let it happen. Yeah. They're not fighting through the screens. When you want to go against Steph Curry, run him off the 3-point line. Now, granted, he has the quickest release in the NBA, so chances are he's gonna get that shot up. Mm-hmm. But it's a higher percent of him missing that shot when it's rushed, opposed to him having the time that he normally does and lighting that bitch up. But then you make him drive. Right. You make him drive because he plays very low to the ground. Mm-hmm. Steph is not gonna dunk on you.
Small ball, definitely.
You have a very high possibility of getting a block or contesting a shot with him driving, opposed to him running off 2 and 3 screens and lighting that bitch. If you let him do that, you're in for a long night.
Now everybody knows that Hollywood Kev is an avid supporter, an avid follower of basketball. So that was just his goal for at that point. Because I wasn't saying you couldn't stop him. This is what I was saying.
I locked Steph ass up.
This is what I was saying. Is that comparison? Is you being a basketball player, and when you watch Steph Curry, you figure out how you could stop him. Mm-hmm. That's the same mentality of a fighter. But that's why you watch fights. That's why you watch prior matches.
Let me ask you something though. 49 have watched tape.
It's true.
None have gotten the job done.
Well, no. The issue that other boxers have when they go up against Mayweather is they want to make him box, but they know that he is a amazing counterpuncher. That's why you get a bunch. That's why out of all of those 49, majority of them were two boxers square dancing in the ring. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you can try to figure out all you want, but people are scared. They haven't figured out how to beat the counterpunch. Other boxers that like Canelo, that was like, okay, this is how. If he does this, if I do this and he does this, I'm gonna do this. So you have to be somebody that can actually fight the counterpunch. You got to be able to take a punch, but then give him something even harder.
And I was
you know what I mean?
Okay, but so with that same logic, you watch when you're coming up to a situation like this, you watch to see what can you do. Mm-hmm. Who can McGregor watch to really do that? Everybody's
Canelo.
Lost.
He can't watch nobody.
Yeah, they've all lost, of course.
It's not even about the loss. It's Mayweather adjusts in the ring.
Yeah,
he don't
definitely
watch film on you. He care what you.
And he said
he
that.
don't
He doesn't
care
watch
what you
film.
do.
Well,
he will adjust in the ring.
Of course, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, granted, I fuck with Mayweather, but he could be lying just because he's Mayweather.
Yeah.
But
true.
But it's just like that. If it ain't broke, one thing that's been the consistent in 49 fights is that if I move, I'm going to win. I'm gonna hit every time you swing at me. I'm gonna get a counter punch, and those counter punches are points. Mm-hmm. That's why he always wins by split decision.
I will say
so you really don't need to know your matchup if what you do is already the best.
I will say this in what you said though. In order for them to kind of hope to beat him, they have to be able to take that counter punch
and give him something back.
Hit him hard.
Exactly.
Back.
And I think McGregor's not afraid to get hit, which is why he's going to make Mayweather box. I don't think nobody
in boxing is afraid to get hit.
Oh, yes, these niggas are. Low key, Mayweather's scared to get hit.
Yeah.
Because when he talks about it, he'll tell you, like, man, you look at Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Look at Joe Frazier. Like, he'll name the boxers that's been hit.
He has done that, but I don't think that's account of you being afraid to be hit. I think that's being precaution. Because I think when you're in boxing, you're trained to hit. Some people can take a hit better than others, but I think you're trained to be able to take a hit. I don't think that's him saying he's afraid to get hit.
You train your jaw.
I think that's him saying, like, I'm not trying to get hit because I don't want to end up like them, but I'm not afraid to get hit.
I think he's afraid to get hit.
I think he's afraid to get hit.
I think that's why his art is so perfected at not getting hit, because he's afraid to get hit.
Yeah, you don't develop a get out the way game that strong without a low key fear. Yeah. Like, you can have the expertise, of course. Like, if I get out the way, I won't get hit. But to be as good as Mayweather, you've seen cats throw 4 or 5 flurries at him and him just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, looking like a Super Saiyan in the ring.
But then, and that's the thing. Once he does get hit, it's like you see it in his face. Like, okay. Oh, nigga, I forgot what his name is, but he ended up retiring because he got beat up and then came out of retirement and then fought Mayweather. But him, when he headbutt Mayweather, he was Ortiz. There you go, Victor Ortiz. He was dancing with Mayweather the entire time. And when he finally headbutt Mayweather, all the little, you know what I'm saying, counter punches, Mayweather knocked the nigga out in 2 punches. Had him staggering to get back up. Once you make Mayweather fight, he gonna fight. Only difference is Victor Ortiz got a weak ass jaw, and that's been proven. McGregor is used to getting his jaw kneed in, punched in, elbowed in, you know what I'm saying, getting it choked out. Like, he's not afraid to take that punch. Canelo's not afraid to take that punch. Mayweather is. So once you force Mayweather to fight, you're going to get another Mayweather and Canelo. And I think that's what we can expect out of Conor McGregor. From how the fight goes to the result, I think we're going to get that in McGregor versus Mayweather.
Okay, so what's the probability of this fight actually taking place? We heard Mayweather say his piece.
Very probable.
What's the possibility?
Very probable, and I'm gonna tell you why exactly. Going right back to Muhammad Ali, money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All you got to, like, look at all these boxers. They talk so much shit about each other leading up to the fight, until the fight. After you just got done whooping each other's ass, y'all hugging each other in the ring.
That Keith Thurman fight.
Bruh, it's all about the promo. It's about the pageantry. All of this could be a part of the pageantry. Yeah, this could have all been like, you know, they've been talking, let's go back and forth to make it seem like Dana White don't want to make it happen. 'Cause I can tell you right now, Mayweather gonna get his money. And I think UFC's okay with paying that nigga that money, because look how much they paid Brock to come back. They paid Brock, and he's like 40.
Ridiculous.
To come back and fight a nobody. But they paid him main event numbers just to come back and fight. So they got the bread. And this, fuck up Mayweather versus Pacquiao, this is the fight of the century, because this is a cross-promotion fight.
Yeah.
These are the two industries that have always been headbutting each other.
Yeah.
Oh, MMA is for pussies that want to roll around with other men. Oh, boxing is for pussies that don't want to actually get down. These two companies have been going back and forth. Do you know the payout that will happen with this? They can't even put that in the Grand Garden. They got to put that.
No, this has to be.
They got to go Madison Square, bro. That got to go somewhere legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to go.
Shit, they may have to put it in fucking where the Niners play out in Santa Clara. This may have to go to the Niners arena, bro.
It may. How many people? Yeah, but chances are that fight's gonna end up being here.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be here, and that ticket is gonna be ridiculous.
It's gonna have to be here because Mayweather doesn't fight anywhere else.
Very true.
It's gonna have to be here. It'll be interesting. Don't get me wrong. It'll be interesting. I'm interested to see what happened, just to be witness. You know what I mean? To be like, yes, I seen this shit, whether it be great or whether it be bad. I seen this greatness. I seen this fuckery. Either way, I want to be able to witness it. But I mean, I don't think McGregor can do anything at this point. I think he just got to hope and pray.
You know, it's out of their hands for sure. So, it's not out of Mayweather's hand, because he is his own boxing promotion. So it's really up to Mayweather and Dana White to come to some kind of agreement, and they're going to, because it's too much money on the line here to just let that shit walk away. Yeah, I do have to ask you this though. Hypothetically, we know it's not going to fucking happen, but hypothetically, Mayweather loses. What does that mean for the legacy?
Nothing.
I beg to differ.
The reason I say nothing is because this man's came out of retirement to fight McGregor.
Still beg to differ.
And the reason I also say nothing is because this guy isn't a boxer. You know what I mean?
Yes, he is.
His professional title is not a boxer. True. He is a UFC fighter. Mm-hmm. So just like fans can, just like how you said earlier, he's in a lose-lose. If he wins, he beat up a UFC fighter. If he loses, he lost. He lost to a UFC fighter. You're going to have those fans that say the same thing. He lost to a UFC fighter. They hit way more. There's always going to be an asterisk. But I don't think
have a rebuttal to that.
I don't think that harmed his legacy enough. I don't think that does anything for Mayweather.
I think this day and age with the internet and how people look at everything.
Oh, the memes are gonna fly.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about people hating him so much on the level that they do. He will never be able to live this down.
Right.
Ever.
Okay.
He wouldn't be able to
you're
consider
right.
himself the best.
And not just people that are fans of boxing. A lot of people hate him in boxing, like politics.
Right. But also too, we're in this status right now, and this status does not just happen with hip hop. We're in this status where status means a lot more than a lot of shit. And I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Mayweather got a way bigger status than McGregor.
No, but he said legacy.
I know that, but I'm saying Mayweather's status will make sure his legacy is not harmed with this fight.
Now, where I disagree with that, then I'm gonna get to the other disagreement. Is think about the legacy that Ronda Rousey was creating.
Exactly.
The first time she got knocked
she
out,
she was not as big as Floyd.
No, absolutely true. Absolutely true. She really wasn't. But here's what I'm saying. In between her 2 wins, she was in like 4 movies.
She was
like
climbing.
6. She was a
climbing.
star.
She was climbing.
And now when she got knocked out, now she was and they was starting that shit saying that she wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather. And people were like, Ronda Rousey may knock out Floyd Mayweather. Bro, that's how much conversation Ronda Rousey was getting. Her first knockout.
But listen,
now she damn near probably not gonna come back to UFC.
But you're looking at it this way too. You got to look at it this way. They were giving that conversation with her Floyd because she's a woman. They're naturally going to give that conversation. She would have had her legacy would have been okay if she wouldn't have lost that second fight. That second fight is what sealed it.
I think
that second
she was
fight,
already done. She
was done mentally. She was done. But I'm saying that second fight is what sealed it because when she came back for that second one,
it was hype.
People was like, "Yo,
it was hype.
She's gonna beat the dog shit out of her." They were rooting.
No, they weren't.
The people that I was listening to,
they were
saying she
they
was
were
gonna
hyped
beat
that
Ronda.
she was coming back.
Or she
But,
was gonna
they thought first of all. The chick she fought was a man. Let's just call it what it was. When she came back, and I'm not even saying off of how she looks. I've seen her fights before.
Yes.
I don't see a woman punch like that.
She juicy.
You know what I'm saying? You see how she choked out Ronda Rousey? Had her crying. You know what I mean? So it's like, in that aspect, they knew she was going to lose. They were just hyped because she's going to come back from getting her ass kicked before. Holly Holm whooped her ass, and then Holly Holm got her ass whooped by the new chick.
3 times.
3 times. 3 of them things. You know what I'm saying? But there was a lot of push behind her name because she was a woman and she was dominant in that one fight, and that ended up taking her to a whole new status. And that's my disagreement as far as status is concerned. Now, to the other point that you made, with yes, if he wins, he just beat an MMA fighter, so it does nothing for him. If he loses, he lost to an MMA fighter. The same people that boxing fans have been calling pussy for years. You lost to somebody you call pussy. So what does that make you then?
No. Boxing as a whole may take a hit on the legacy, but I don't think Floyd does. I don't think Floyd does.
So if you were the first male man to shoot up the fucking job, and then you started the term going postal, what do you think it's gonna say on the Wikipedia page? Going postal started when Kevin Shaw went into the North Las Vegas post office and shot that bitch up.
So you're saying okay.
That's legacy. If you're the first boxer to lose to an MMA fighter,
if we're using that same in context, and Floyd loses. Boxing went to shit when Floyd lost to
no.
Floyd came out of retirement to lose to McGregor.
Boxing
That doesn't make sense.
Boxing went all the way to shit when he lost to MMA.
I'm not even saying that.
If we're being realistic though, people been saying boxing been going to shit for the longest
for years.
now.
No,
but
that's
it's back
true.
on the rise right
that's
now.
What I'm saying.
It's currently back on the rise.
It is back on the rise, but it's not there yet.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about boxing taking a hit. I'm talking about Mayweather. You said that means boxing's going to take a hit. I'm saying Mayweather in general. Yeah, you're the best. You've beat 49 other boxers. It took an MMA nigga to come in and take you off your throne.
And that's exactly why that would. It took an MMA nigga to come in to not quote unquote knock him off.
Listen, if he loses, Skip Bayless will make sure.
Man, fuck
Skip.
Bayless.
Make sure
he gonna get more to work.
Everybody knows he lost.
Because Skip Bayless had everybody.
But what I'm saying, like it can't be, oh, he just beat an MMA nigga and then turn around and be it took an MMA nigga. That doesn't make sense.
It's gonna be the same for both though. He's not the same recognition that he's gonna get for beating him.
Conor McGregor,
is the same recognition he's gonna get for losing.
If Conor McGregor loses, when Conor McGregor loses, he's gonna get dragged. If he wins, he's going to get praised. If Mayweather wins, he's going to get praised in the sense of he's now the best shit talker in the ring. If he loses, he's going to get dragged.
I don't think he's going to get praised. And the reason being because just like a lot of people hate Floyd, a lot of motherfuckers hate Conor McGregor too.
Exactly. So they're going to take that opportunity to shit talk him.
I'm saying he's not going to get praised because of that. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about if he wins?
Yeah, if he wins, I don't think he's
going to get praised because MMA is the little brother in this professional television competition fighting.
And longevity,
MMA is the little brother. So if he wins, they're going to be like, I don't fuck with you, but I'm glad you held it down for MMA. If he loses, they're going to be like, Conor McGregor, stop talking shit because you got beat up by a boxing dude. MMA's head, they're the toughest sport. In boxing head, they're the toughest sport.
I think either way, but either two fighters, they're both in a catch-22. There's no, outside of the money, there's no win for either of these fuckers.
There's plenty of wins. Bragging rights and status, think about it. If Mayweather may go back to retirement.
Okay.
If McGregor wins, do you know what his purse is going to be to fight?
Okay. Yeah. McGregor get paid.
Stupid.
You're right.
Stupid.
McGregor get paid. McGregor got bragging rights. He still ain't richer than Floyd. Now what?
So,
But he will get
so,
them-
so in
he
that
will get
aspect,
them- ain't richer than
so,
He will get them.
so in that aspect, Nicki won.
No, I'm using that to say the same status as what I said
That's a good
earlier.
point. That's a good point.
I'm using that to say what I said earlier. The status is what's going to carry it.
Rapping, see, and this is a fucked up thing too. Rapping and boxing is two different things. Yeah, you can say, I think these bars were trash. This person thinks these bars were great. You saw a nigga get his ass whooped. You can't say he didn't get his ass whooped if you know he got his ass whooped. You know what I mean?
I know
that's
that.
that's the only difference. Like that's where status won't come in. Like, yeah, he may have won, but Floyd got money. Yeah, but now Floyd has the one loss to an MMA guy.
Yeah, it came out of retirement. I'm just saying there's too many asterisks. If it'd be different. If Floyd was still active and this was going on, I probably can rock with it. There's too many. This man has to come out of retirement. He done fought 49 niggas. It's too many asterisks about this.
The boxing community is not respecting this because it's too many top tier fighters
That he could come out of retirement and fight. Definitely.
come out of
He could come out of
retirement and
retirement
fight
fight.
and make not as much money, but he can make a shitload of money.
And
Yeah,
the only fighter you
absolutely.
come out of retirement to fight as an MMA guy, and then you lose, they're gonna drag him, bruh. He's going to be the new Steve Harvey.
I think
Yeah, for a while.
They're going to drag him.
I think if he loses, the meme, if any of them lose, well, whoever loses, the memes are gonna fly for sure.
Memes are going to be great.
The memes are gonna be epic, but I just don't see that his overall legacy would take a personal hit.
No, it's going to take a hit. It's not going to tarnish it, but it's going to take a hit.
I don't think it'll take a hit.
It's going to take a
They
hit.
love you, then they hate you, then they love you again.
Yep.
And his is gonna be they hate you. For sure.
His legacy is going to turn into one of Muhammad Ali's. The fact that he's able to say I retired undefeated is what makes him different. But you look at the fact that Muhammad Ali is considered the greatest of all time, and he has at least like 5 or 6 losses under his belt. But they don't talk about the losses; they talk about the wins. What makes this different, where they're going to always talk about this one loss, is because it was the first cross promotional fight.
But I think they still consider Ali the greatest
Definitely.
because of who he fought.
Yes,
Not how many people he fought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ali
You
fought
got
some
a
of the
point.
greatest
Because
heavyweights to ever
Sonny
be put on
Liston was the
joints.
most dangerous dude out there. Like they
George
thought,
Foreman. People were scared of George
yeah,
Foreman.
They thought
Terrified
they
of
was
George
gonna kill him. Yeah,
Exactly. People out in the ring with George Foreman was like, "Yo, he's gonna kill you."
yeah.
There's not one person that he fought outside of Canelo that people had a real, fear of. He caught, Zab Judah during the latter part of his career. He caught Roy Jones during the latter part of his years. Like, that's just that.
Well, yeah, and that's always been the answer with Floyd, though. We've always talked about how Floyd picks and chooses, or he does not fight top tier fighters. We've always said that.
Between Canelo, and if Pacquiao was really hurt, Pacquiao, if he was okay,
we not buying it. That's my favorite
right.
fighter,
I'm
but
not
buying
buying
it.
it either. Right.
I'm not
I'm
buying
just
it.
saying. Let's just say that's what happened. So a healthy Pacquiao, Canelo. All them other fighters were nowhere near in his league. Even De La Hoya. De La Hoya was on his way. I think De La Hoya had 2 more fights, and then he called it
De La
quits.
Hoya was dressing
he
like
was
a
already-
woman at
yeah,
the
he
time.
was
Yeah, then
already-
there's
he was
that.
already
Right.
gone.
So it's like when you really look at it, as far as competition with an athlete, somebody that can actually get him up in there, you have to go outside the promotion and go get a Conor McGregor. Because there's no one in boxing in his weight division that can, like you said, that can remotely solve the problem. There's nobody. And if Mayweather beating Conor McGregor, I think is even going to go past you beat an MMA fighter. Now, if he knocks him out, it's going to go past that. Now, if he goes decision, then it's just going to be, another. It's going to be number 50.
It'll be
Now, wait, just to backtrack a little bit. Now, if we're going by if McGregor beats Floyd and it's a decision, I don't think he'll take it. If he knocks him out, that's different.
He will not.
No. Yeah. If he knocks
If
he knocks
McGregor
him
was to
out,
knock Floyd out, then I'll be like, okay, nigga.
no.
you
Even
have
if
a
it was to
problem.
come to
If it came to the decision,
that's
I don't
that's
know.
really issue.
And the reason
because if it comes to
it's
decision,
politics.
it's not even true. It's politics, but at the same time, it's a Money Mayweather promotion. So if politics was gonna go in anybody's favor, it would be Mayweather for sure. Now, if he loses decision, that's gonna be even a bigger L because Mayweather. Of the 49, majority of them are decisions. So with decision, you're considered outboxed. So you let an MMA guy outbox you?
But at the same, like I said, it goes back to we all just agreed they both have people that hate him, both within their industry, within the fans, whatever the case is. There's too many politics involved in a decision. We just watched that fight over the weekend that went to a split decision. Now, granted, it was granted with the Keith Thurman fight.
Oh yeah, okay,
you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Now, granted, it was the right person won, but politics were still somewhat involved in that. So I'm saying, if McGregor knocks him out, that's different.
That's the only way he's going to win.
Yeah,
because nobody wins a decision with Mayweather. It's
Nobody,
not gonna
exactly. So that's why I'm saying if he was to win a decision, he legitimately outboxed him. But if he knocked Mayweather out, not only did you get your first L, you got knocked out. So Mayweather can't afford to lose because either way he's going to get dragged. Now Mayweather winning, I know I said before it would just be number 50, but I'm retracting that because if Mayweather wins,
they can count that. Can they count
They
that?
won't.
They won't count that. Mayweather will count it.
Oh yeah, he'll count it. Yeah.
Because it's the exact same way with Mayweather's loss at the Olympics. But if you look at that, the first cross promotional fight, the winner was a boxer, and the winner was Floyd Mayweather, the best ever. If he loses, the first boxer to lose in a promotional fight, Floyd Mayweather, the quote-unquote best ever, is going to put so much shit into question that he can't afford to lose, period, which he's not. I know he's not. But no matter what, whether Mayweather gets knocked out or outboxed, he can't afford to lose it.
I don't think it puts that much into question only because we've already got so much into question with Floyd as it is already. How much more? Because, you know what I mean? We've already questioned the fighters and certain shit that Floyd does already. Mm-hmm. So it's like, a lot of shit is already in question, so I don't think it puts too much more in question.
This is different. If Canelo had beat Mayweather, it would have been big because those were two undefeated fighters going in. Canelo losing, for the people that follow Canelo, was huge. Yeah. Huge in boxing.
It's only gotten bigger.
And it's only gotten bigger because he still only has that one, and that one is Money Mayweather.
Yeah. That's why it's gotten bigger, because he's only lost to the best.
And that's going to always, exactly, I lost to the best. And he can't call him nothing else but the best. Because he damn near had just as many fights as Floyd, and that one blemish on his record is Floyd Mayweather. Mm-hmm. Now, imagine you're going back into retirement with a blemish on your record, and none of the niggas in the WBC put that blemish on your record. That shit came from a nigga in the MMA. Bruh, that's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. It's going to sting. He may come back one more fight for that shit.
Like I said, it's why I don't do that UFC shit. You're not kicking me in the face. I shoot the shit out of you.
That's the only option you got. I'm sorry. Kicking niggas in the dick every time I go up in there. Ding, bow. Take points off. He ain't gonna get back up.
Fight's over.
Ring the bell after you take my point. I'm gonna choke this nigga out.
Every fight.
He got 37 losses, all disqualifications.
Exactly. But guess what? I'm the best looking fighter because don't nobody touch me. But I win.
He ain't got no club ear. He ain't got nothing.
I can model after this. I'll be straight. Man. Kev, where can they find you at, bros?
Find me on _Hollywood_Kev on Twitter. Same for what's that? Instagram. Yes, same for Instagram. I've been slacking on my social media game.
I've been getting better.
You a goddamn
I've
lie.
been getting better.
Use a lie. Yeah,
I have.
When I
speak, people listen and they reply.
Yeah, okay.
And maybe more so Facebook. Bro, give me your name again and tell them where they can find you at.
It's Vince, man. You can find me on Instagram, SavageFit30. On Twitter, it's soul_COS.
Yes, sir. And again, bro, thank you for coming through. You know, it's definitely been a pleasure talking to you. Man, I love your ideals, man. He's right. You were right. Bringing them through.
Listen, I try to tell people I'm somewhat of a genius. People just don't listen to me.
Slight weight. And again, I do hope you get that hemorrhoid issue taken care of.
Yeah.
You can find me at Big Los UTC on Twitter.
This nigga I'm cutting.
Of course, find me on Facebook as well. You follow me, don't add me. Make sure y'all check out www.beatnetworkonline.com so now you can really get more entertaining stories along with your entertaining content. It's been a good one. Definitely enjoyed this conversation, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
And as always, it's Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize.